There, and Myopia viewers, Matt Ely here. I found myself with a few spare moments and wanted to make a video. I will call this doubt versus confidence. I just posted in the Facebook group and got a pretty good response about seeing 2020 on the eyesight app that I have on my phone here without glasses. 5.5 years, started at -5, and we're knocking on the door of the finish line. It is not that clear all the time by any means, but I'm definitely getting good moments of clarity, and I have functionally stopped wearing glasses. I have a pair that stays in the car for use as needed, particularly night driving. That said, doubt versus confidence. You'll see as you look at myopia folks who struggle with the question of, is this really going to work? Has anybody gotten back to 2020? And why am I not improving? Some of this is definitely a head game, so I wanted to make a video sharing my thoughts on the topic. The conclusion, if you want to just watch a couple minutes and stop, is this. In my experience, when I was wearing glasses that were not strong enough to allow me to recognize faces and enjoy life with being able to do things like read a menu that was projected up onto a wall at a restaurant when I needed to place an order. When I was wearing glasses that did not let me do those things comfortably and confidently, I had a massive head game to play, and this was not fun. On the other side, when I was wearing glasses where I could do both of those things, as an example, recognize faces and read restaurant menus that were up on walls, then I lived in confidence that I could see clearly and my eyesight would improve, had improved, and it would continue to improve. That, for me, is what I ended up using as my guideline. Am I feeling confident consistently that the glasses I'm using give me what I need? It will not hurt you. This is a different video topic. But it will not hurt you to sit in clarity for a little longer than you want to. A month or two with glasses that give you good clarity, if you've been wearing them less than 4 months, won't hurt your long-term progress. Now the story. I had reduced very quickly down to -1.25 and then -1 2 years ago in 2017. And I spent about 6 months, maybe 8 months at -1 where it wasn't getting better. I was all excited about my vision improvement. I'm on -1 here, thinking, oh, I've got to be close to being finished because I'm wearing -1. I was attached to the feeling of the number, not the reality of how well I was seeing, telling myself the truth. Then I would find myself in situations where I couldn't recognize somebody's face from a distance, across a parking lot or in a store, particularly with poor lighting. Then I'd go out with someone for lunch somewhere where I needed to be able to read a menu that was up on a wall, and I couldn't do it. It's a very awkward situation to be trying to read a menu. You don't know what to order because you can't see it. So you're trying to get behind the person, let the person in front of you go first, and then order the same thing. Not good. Survived it, but not good. What would happen then is I'm thinking many, many times a day, I can't see clearly. And that, when you add that up over many repetitions, is not good for the attitude that you want to have for improving vision over the long term. Eventually, I figured this out and increased my diopters back to -1.25. That was enough. And I sat on those until I knew that I was ready for -1 again. Then I wore those -1 lenses for a year, about, before I finally reduced. And I remember I was driving home from the beach for 6 hours wearing these lenses, and they just were too strong. Not so strong that I could see the ants from the moon type of clarity, but so strong that my eyes started to feel like they were fighting with the lenses. I had this tension here. I was driving like this because it hurt. I felt tension in my head and across my eyes. So I decided to reduce down to minus 0.75. This was a little over a year ago, maybe August or September of 2018. And I wore those for a year. Not all the time, but when I needed assistance. This way, as I'm walking around without glasses, I would have some in my front pocket here or in another pocket. And I knew that if I started to feel like it's too blurry, I can't see clearly, I could give myself a frame of reference for what it felt like to see clearly. I wore those until a few weeks ago. I had that same experience. I'm putting them on and I just can't wear them anymore. I'm fighting with them. I feel tension in my eyes, across this area, and in my head. I said, okay, what do I do now? I still need some support. The gap between no glasses and minus 0.75 was still too big. So I ordered minus 0.5 lenses. And I only made it a week or 10 days or so with those. And they felt too strong. I had the same sensation. So I said, forget this. I set them aside. I said, I'm going for it. No glasses from now on. I will keep some with me so that if I need them, I can use them. And I actually have gone back up to using stronger lenses for the moments that I need them. I have minus 1 and minus 1.25 handy. It tends to be that I don't wear them, so I have the minus 1.25s for use for night driving. And I just have to kind of deal with the fact that they're a little uncomfortable because I need to see clearly at night. I need to know, especially for driving, that I'll see clearly enough to be safe. But aside from that, instead of when I was wearing lenses that were too undercorrected for where I was, because I really had an attachment to the idea of reduce equals progress, which it might not. I'm thinking many times a day, I can't see clearly. It's not good. Where now, and what I've been doing for the past 2 years, is making sure that I can see well enough to function and enjoy life with whatever level of correction I have. Now, I'm completely confident that if I look at distant text, I relax, I blink, I active focus, I make sure I'm engaging my peripheral vision as well, that I can make text get clearer. Sometimes to 20/20 clarity, sometimes less. I can make it get clearer. And if I know that, then I will be confident that I'm going to continue to improve. I'll say right here that I have to eat my own cooking, so to speak. Because as I sit here and think, wow, man, I got the 20/20 without glasses, I immediately want to go to, let me get some plus 0.5 lenses and start using them for distance for short periods of time to challenge my eyes and test them even further. I'm not doing that yet because the mistake in the past was thinking the moment that I achieved clarity with a given pair of glasses that I had to reduce. I had to reduce as fast as possible because if I didn't, it would slow down my overall rate of progress. And I don't believe that anymore. At least it wasn't true for my experience. What I found to be true is giving myself a lot of time at a given level of correction until I fully, thoroughly adapted to it was the ticket for improvement. So, as far as using weak plus lenses for distance stimulation to try to get beyond 20/20, if it looks like a good idea for me, I will do it in the future. For now, I'm going to enjoy this increased clarity that I'm seeing and really try to normalize it. Doubts versus confidence. My take is if your glasses are not giving you good enough clarity to enjoy life and to be able to function, then you will likely be experiencing doubts and fighting with yourself mentally and emotionally, which is not good for long-term improvement. At least in my experience, my opinion is a gauge, and Jake made a video on this recently, right? Recognizing faces is a really good one. Things like being able to read the menu on a restaurant that's on the wall are good gauges for, are these glasses giving me enough clarity to function? If they're not, you're probably going to be fighting with yourself, at least I did. If, on the other side, you have glasses that give you good, clear vision, you can see your friends from a distance, you can see people you know, and you have the clarity that you need to function, then you'll probably feel really good about what you're doing. I'll go ahead and reference the video I did called Diopter Angst, which talks about this subject, is when you're feeling confident like that, give yourself time with those glasses. Do not press down to reduce too soon. If you really need a challenge because you're just itching for it, maybe go for short periods of time rather, without glasses or with your differentials outside. That will give you plenty of challenge, but you want the experience every day of full clarity so that you know what you're going for. That's my take on doubts versus confidence. Hope it's helpful. Leave a comment if you have any. I can't promise that I will reply or that I'll answer questions. I try to. If you happen to be in the state of Virginia, leave a comment. I'm wanting and I'm hoping to see people, not necessarily with me, but with other Myopia students, wherever you are, that we start talking to each other in real life and get this thing to spread. So if you happen to be in Virginia, leave a comment. I would love to meet in real life some of the folks who are out there. Hope this helps. I will continue to post updates. 2020, I hope, is a big year. I hope we get a ton of people saying they're out of glasses and they're starting to hit 2020 or they're making great progress. Keep at it. Until the next one.